So it's not a training camp. It's not a mini camp. It's more of a get-together and play basketball. But we're going to see 5-on-5, which you can do all the individual drills and conditioning you want, but to get better at basketball, you got to play basketball. But I would imagine that you'll see as Kai Bowman has the ball first, you'll see a little spirited energy, and we won't do a traditional play-by-play necessarily, but I'm anxious to see Jordan Poole a little bit and see Kevon Looney a little bit.
Yeah, especially Jordan Poole, with the way he ended last season. That's a rookie who kind of got cheated out of 17 games of development.
And so Jeremy Pargo handling for the white team. Jeremy Pargo's been a prolific scorer his whole career. So for Jordan,
obviously the scoring really improved as the season went on for him. But in those last 12 to 13 games, he was averaging close to 4 assists per game.
Right.
So until the summer of 2018 when he played against Team USA in games for Mexico. So he has really come a long way.
Jonathan Simmons holding the ball there. And Jonathan Simmons, an interesting swingman at age 31 that could provide maybe defense and toughness and get an opportunity to hang out at this mini camp. And it's good to see Alan Smailagic back from Serbia, and Kevon Looney actually hits a three. And both Looney and Chris, that's something they're still trying to add to their game.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Kevon at UCLA. Now, it wasn't a big sample size, it was about an attempt and a half per game, but he did hit 42% of his threes, and obviously it's a shorter line.
And there's Jordan Poole hitting an open three. Like we said, the wide open catch and shoot, That's got to be part of his repertoire.
It really does. Just to finish off on Kevon, he has shown an ability at some point in his career to hit the three. It hasn't happened in the NBA yet, but there is some sort of foundation for him to be a perimeter shooter.
And the key thing about a Chris or Kevon Looney or a big on threes is Poole's going to launch another one and drop it in. 33%. Just make 1 out of 3.
Yep.
Enough to be honored out there and space the floor. That's the whole key. If you can do better than that, that's great.
The other thing that Marquise adds is when he's on the perimeter, he's a really good dribble handoff guy. And so early in his career, the Phoenix Suns really wanted him to be a guy who could shoot 4 or 5 threes a game, and it didn't quite work out. But he's still very versatile in the aspect that he can handle the ball and he can dish it off as well.
Yeah, Kevon Looney is another good dribble handoff guy, always in the right spot. Mike Mulder is going to be someone vying for playing time, maybe behind Klay Thompson. He misses the jumper there, but you saw Mulder a lot in the G League, and I was really impressed with a very brief time in the NBA for Mulder as Damian Lee hits a three, and already you've got a timeout. So
get out here, get some run in, and show coaches what you can do, especially if you were one of the G League guys coming in. Just kind of make a good initial impression on NBA coaches.
And for a guy like Jonathan Simmons, he had played with the Spurs. He had signed a big deal in Orlando. He's just looking to find another team.
He is, and the thing that really impressed me about Jonathan is he joined the Santa Cruz Warriors late in February. A nice deep three there from Jeremy
Shot clock
Pargo.
was at 1, and so Pargo threw in a 35-footer. That's all right.
But Jonathan hadn't played since the 2019 NBA playoffs in a regular season competitive game, and he came in perfect shape, and it had been, 8 to 9 months at that point since he had played in a professional basketball setting. He came in and was able to play 30-plus minutes on both ends of a back-to-back.
Yeah, it's interesting. They've got Mulder handling. Steph Curry is not here at this minicamp, and so a lot of guys, all right, can you show the coach you can handle? Jordan's playing with Kai Bowman on the blue team, so they have a couple different offense initiators.
They do, and that was a really nice take there. It almost looked Damian Lee-esque there from Jordan Poole.
I can make open shots. Much better rebounder recently.
Yes.
Worked on his defense. I just am very impressed with Damian's whole development.
Yeah. Their last victory of the season against the Philadelphia 76ers, he was huge in that game. Went for 20-plus, hit some big shots late. And we saw it even the year before when he was on a two-way contract. When he was up with Golden State, though he didn't make the playoff roster, again, there was a game at Philadelphia where he was huge. And it was just kind of a victim of circumstance that they couldn't find a spot for him on the 15-man roster at the end of the 2018-19 season.
So here we're a little high screen roll with Jordan and Marquise, and there's the passing of Marquise Chris, and there's the smart cut by Juan Toscano-Anderson without the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing about Juan. He cuts really hard, knows when to time his cuts. That's something else that Jonathan Simmons does really well. A couple of guys who move really well without the ball.
And Pargo, a little buzz.